Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back there, daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Xinfin Network, aka XDC. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So ultimately, I'm not done accumulating XDC at all. I still have been, buying here and there. And I know that I have been saying this on a lot of my videos, like where I'm saying like I have been accumulating and averaging into some altcoin positions. And yes, I have been. I think that a lot of people think that like I'm doing $1,000 plus buys. That is not the case at all. Like, it's just small purchases here and there that do add up over time. Remember, you don't have to ape in with like $10,000 or $1,000 every single time that you buy an altcoin. You could do it in like small, slow lump sums here and there, and it does add up very fast. And again, that's what I have been doing for the last a few weeks, ever since we kind of hit down here at like around like 2.5 cents. I have been, buying this range for a little bit of time, and I have been waiting patiently for some nice lows to be swept still on, XDC. Now today we're actually going to be talking about some pretty large things happening around Xinfin in regards to even QNT and also some very large amounts of money. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first off, in regards to the markets that have XDC, listed on them, we do see a ton of some large, exchanges here as well. But I do also want to say, like, we have been getting listed on some smaller exchanges as well. Like, for example, CryptoMat, which, has roughly about 9,000 followers, is an EU licensed crypto exchange. Nothing too large, but it is still one that it does allow for more volume, and it does open the doors for more individuals to jump into XDC. But really what I'm looking forward to seeing is some major exchanges listing XDC. Like, we need some more tier ones. I think that that's going to open the doors for a lot of other individuals to jump into XDC, because I see messages and comments all the time like, where are you buying XDC at? I buy it on Bitrue, honestly. Like, Bitrue is the area that I have been buying it on and accumulating it on. I know that it is rough to kind of buy on Bitrue for a lot of individuals, but I also seen that a few people were buying on like Gate.io and also Qcoin, but I never really utilized those two that often, unless it was like a very challenging coin to get into. But that is the exchange that I am utilizing. That's why I really want to see other exchanges listing it, because it would be a lot easier for individuals to buy. I also know that you could buy it on Uphold, and the problem with Uphold is that your tokens are locked for a very long time until like tier 3 assets become a thing. And it just takes a long time. But if you guys do want to utilize Uphold, you guys are more than welcome to. It's totally up to you guys. But also, why do I believe that XDC is going to be a huge giant going forward? Well, with a lot of ISO 2022 tokens, a large amount of them have done incredible moves. We look at like XLM, we look at XRP, Algorand, etc. These are tokens that have done multiple, X opportunity runs in the past. And when we really kind of look at XDC, it's still fairly early on. Like, it hit like 20 cents almost, going back to like last summer, and that was basically all we really kind of had left in the tank. But to me, I think XDC's next major run will kind of, mirror XRP's run from 2017-2018. And we do see here, this is huge. First time publicly Quant has quoted a partnership and interoperability with XDC. This will allow enterprises and SMEs to easily connect to XDC trade finance and layer 2 ecosystems. Before I was speculating on R3 connection, but now it is in writing. And I bring back up this partnership with Quant simply because I actually want to break this down a little bit. When we really kind of look at things happening around Xinfin, and we really kind of look at things happening as well, there was a few, connections here in regards to like some people posting it, and it was basically talking about this like $5 trillion a day market within R3 Corda. Here's the Corda to Xinfin bridge to be released soon. This will basically bridge that $5 trillion a day market, which is fairly large, which is also why I do believe that XDC will be massive. But then you also do look at like the connections here, and shout out to Utility Theory for this. But here we have like all of the connections to Quant. Like, basically Quant is at the heart of all of this, connecting like, for example, like Ripple, Algorand, Xinfin. Like, it's basically connecting everything in regards to like ISO 2022 and even like the traditional finance banks as well. Like, it's truly something remarkable when you actually look at all the connections. There's so much information here, as you guys do see on the screen. I know that it could be a little bit overwhelming, but this truly is something very large at the end of the day when you look at the connections that we do see to like Xinfin. Remember, Xinfin for the longest time has been building out major connections within the market that they are going after, even going back to like 2019, for an example, with AIX. They were basically launching this Bonsai, the world's first artificial intelligence bond broker, setting their sights on disrupting a $15 trillion market. The amount of money that they are disrupting and trying to focus on is fairly large. And also, even remember copper, right? Their copper partnership from January of 2020. This was focused on institutional custody solutions. And when we really kind of look at this, like this is going after some fairly large amounts of money. Remember, even in regards to the firm Copper, they covered over 96% of the global crypto liquidity and is seeing over 500 million euros in transactions each month. Sorry. So again, when we really kind of look at this, like Xinfin is offering some fairly large use cases to some fairly large companies and clients. And it doesn't stop there. Like we have continuously seen major updates around some of the connections that we have seen with Xinfin. And this is just basically the start of it all. I do think that at the heart and soul of this entire market will lie, that interoperability bridge, and that bridge will be quant, but also, pay attention to what, XDC is actually focused on in regards to the trillions of dollars that they are disrupting as well. Because again, we have been accumulating QNT, we have been accumulating other ISO 222 tokens, but XDC is one that a lot of individuals just kind of overlook. And we also do see here from Just Jeremiah Crypto, Impul Official was created as a cost-effective alternative to legacy financial messaging solutions like Swift and SEPA, ran on the XDC network, ISO 222 compliant. XDC will be utilized as collateral for, instant settlement bridges R3 Corda platform, which is $5 trillion a day. We do see here we're already engaging with some of the largest global banks and payment companies, as well as smaller financial institutions in emerging markets as part of our pilot program. Security ran by compliant API QNT, most likely. Also integrating XRC20. Only cost is XDC gas fees, which we know are basically nothing. And you do see that breakdown here, which we are going to be talking about it from the Impul announcement. And then we do see here, check it in action. Thank you, our Carbon Neutral X, for the tag. And here we have it in action. This is basically creating a transfer request. It's pretty nice, it's pretty cool, especially in terms of like the overall UI. It's very clean and simple, and you can see how this would basically work. You see all the transactions and things like that. And of course, we do see also check out my thread on the significance of the R3 Corda partnership. And yes, it is a very large partnership, especially when you look at the amount of money that is going to flow over it. And you do see here, like he's mentioned, Andre Casterman. The connections here with like R3, Corda itself is actually very large when you actually look at the connections that they do have. For example, here we have Xinfin partners with R3 Corda, a consortium, blockchain platform with over 200 plus financial institutions. Follow this up real quick with this. R3's ecosystem of 300 plus firms drive cross-industry collaboration, and of course, you do see like some of the largest banks, some of the largest like dApps as well. Like even Finastra down here. Like Finastra is huge. We've talked about them with XRP, and then of course you do see like infrastructure and tech providers, Oracle, Microsoft, Intel, AWS, etc. And then, of course, you do see like delivery partners, which is like Accenture, EY. I mean, like these are massive names, which we've talked about with other assets as well. Follow this up real quick with this. Here's the R3, overall diagram. You see like all the apps, everything from like, just in terms of the sandbox itself for like CBDCs as well. Like this is just basically a massive interconnected bridge to R3 Corda, which again, Xinfin will be at the heart and soul of as a settlement token. And we also see in the last slide here, they're basically talking about the bridge with, Xinfin, but various financial institutions utilizing the R3 Corda platform can run distributed applications on a combination of private and public hybrid blockchain architecture in a sandbox environment. To support this development, the Xinfin developer community will develop a relay bridge between the Corda private network and to the Xinfin public network. Now, we do see down here what's so special about this partnership. Well, R3 Sandbox helps issue, manage, and distribute CBDCs in 2020. 35 central banks started playing in the sandbox. Strong blockchains like XDC give Corda the power to issue a CBDC in minutes. And this is definitely focused on some large amounts of money, as it is focused on cross-border payments, retail payments, wholesale CBDCs. Like, this is why we diversify. And we actually do see our R3 convene a CBDC working group comprised of 35 central banks, leading global supervisory organizations, major consultancies, software firms, as well as the world's leading commercial banks. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't think that people are realizing XDC right now at this level. Like, this is insane. And it just it goes deeper and deeper into, like, CBDCs, the connections to CBDCs. It is something so insane. And yes, like, when we really kind of look at the amounts of money, like, here is $6 trillion a day across 100 plus countries. And yeah, I mean, it's something special when you seriously look at, like, the long-term growth of something like XDC. Like, this is why I've said, like, getting in on the ground floor on something like Xinfin is truly going to change lives. It's really going to make a lot of individuals extremely wealthy, especially when you really kind of look at what Impul is trying to do. They are trying to rival the Swift SEPA system. We do see here, Impul launches next generation alternative to Swift SEPA on the XDC network. Impul services will run on the XDC network, a top 100 enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain project for global trade and finance. And they definitely are focused on those areas, but now we are seeing some major cross-border payments area focus ship, as well as CBDC. And we do see Impul and the XDC Xinfin network today announced the official launch of Impul, an alternative solutions platform for quickly and securely sending ISO 20022 compliant financial messages. It includes the option to add XDC as collateral for instant settlement and a bridge to the R3 Corda platform for future-facing banks and fintechs. And we do see down here they're quoting it, right? So first off, just real quick, Impul was created as a cost-effective alternative to legacy financial messaging, solutions like Swift and SEPA, providing an interoperable standard for financial data exchange while also streamlining settlement and reconciliation. Our technology is easy for financial institutions to implement and will increase their ability to offer an improved customer service experience through more efficient and low-cost transactions. We're already engaging with some of the largest global banks and payment companies, as well as smaller financial institutions in emerging markets, as well as our pilot program. We expect that Impul's financial messaging platform and the R3 Corda bridge could become ubiquitous globally within 2 years or less. And they are talking about how massive and how fast R3 Corda bridge is going to be adopted in, and they're talking about within 2 years or less. This is truly revolutionizing, especially when you look at the amounts of money that will flow over this and the amounts of financial institutions and banks that will utilize this. This is underpinned by some of the largest names out there. I mean, when you look at this and you're really kind of looking at the price for XDC, comparing it to even like XRP, right? For example, it's truly eye-opening how undervalued this actually is. Even going off of the fully diluted market cap of $1.1 billion, when you're looking at, $6 trillion a day, or like even some of the other partnerships, like, a $15 trillion market that they're going after going back to 2019, it's something special. XDC should be an asset that everybody, if you are holding XRP, XLM, Algorand, any ISO 222 token, you should also be holding XDC. It is in your best interest, especially as ISO 222 is nearly here. I am focusing on this market very, very closely, specifically around XDC itself as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.